Hey, this is Jim at Broadfield. Thanks for joining us for another Broadfield Liquid Lunch and Learn every Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. We were super excited to bring you last week's show from the NAB show in New York. The show was very well attended. It actually was a great atmosphere, great vibe, a lot of traffic going on at the show floor, and we have a lot of exciting things coming up from Broadfield. I do have on the show with me today the Top Gun IPA. For our fans of the show, you know that this is from a local brewery right around the corner from Broadfield HQ here in New York. I've already reached out to Alex, who is heading up BDI West, our new West Coast location, to see if we can get from local brews from out in his area to further expand upon our BDI West expansion. And talking about West Coast, we have a special guest on the show to join us today. We have Jenna from Telestream, who is going to come on to talk to us all about Wirecast Gear, Wirecast software, and all the great opportunities for our dealers. Hey, Jenna, thanks for joining us.
Hey, Jim. Thanks for having me.
Oh, our pleasure. Absolutely. I really appreciate you joining in and tuning into this, all of our dealers tuning into the show, and Jennifer, you joining us. Our goal today is to talk about a lot of the great opportunities that we have with Telestream for our dealers, and to get our dealers to help add this to their product lines, but also to recognize some of the competitive advantages and exactly where Wirecast Gear and the Wirecast software fits into the competitive landscape today. Jenna, can you tell us a little bit more about some of the ways that Telestream can help our dealers get involved?
Yeah, most definitely. So no secret here, we're looking to increase our dealer network. So we wanted to make sure that you, as a Broadfield partner, knew that you also had access to Telestream solutions through your partnership. There are no barriers to entry to sell our production and streaming solutions. So this includes Wirecast, which is our live video production tool, Wirecast Gear. This is our hardware appliance that's purpose-built to support Wirecast. Think Studio in a Box. Jim will speak more about that in just a few minutes.
Yep.
Switch, which is our video player and encoder. It also has inspection and editing capabilities. And last but not least, ScreenFlow, so our video editing and screen recording solution. We also wanted to make sure you knew we had product in stock. So we haven't had any of the supply chain issues that some of our other manufacturer partners have had. So if you do sell our solutions, no problems with fulfillment. Also, you as a partner have access to a free full version of Wirecast. If you'd like to use that to get familiar with the solution, you can also use it to broadcast communications internally or externally. A great tool to push to social channels. Also, as a partner, you have access to eval units. So if customers want to kick the tires, try our product before purchasing, no problem. We're here to support you on that. Demo units are also available. We have an aggressive 15% discount for 50% discount for those units. So please reach out to your Broadfield rep if you're interested in obtaining one. And another additional way that we support you is we have 2 streaming specialists on staff to help, so they can help with demos, technical questions, workflow questions. So let me introduce those gentlemen. We have Shane Scrimmager at the top here. He covers the West. Julian Bellman, who covers the East. Both come from a production background, very well versed in streaming. Julian was actually a Telestream customer before he joined our team. So to reach out to those folks, please contact channel sales at telestream.net or your Broadfield rep. And then last.
And absolutely, we could definitely help out with anything. Now, Jenna, when you talk about the copy of the Wirecast software that is available for our dealers to kind of touch and use, I wanted to point out that Wirecast runs on both PC and Mac. Now, that's something that a lot of dealers ask us about, because we have dealers that are like very heavily selling into the educational marketplace, and every school has adapted whatever platform they're going to adapt, and that becomes channel and verse. Every single thing in that school is going to be on a Mac platform or on a Windows platform, and the Wirecast software can run on both.
Yeah, very versatile.
Absolutely.
Right. Moving on. I also wanted to speak a bit about our certification program. So this training consists of about a 45-minute meeting with the specialists that I just mentioned. And really the idea behind this program is to educate you on the fundamentals of the product. So there's a sales training. We also touch on frequently asked technical questions, where we see gear solving issues for customers, pull-through opportunities. So quite often, our solution is just part, or our product is just part of the solution. We see that many components are matched with Wirecast or Wirecast Gear, so cameras, green screens, mics, you name it. Yep. We'll also touch on target markets where we've seen success. We have a lot of trends in the different verticals. Sorry, Jim, did you have something there?
No, so what I was going to ask you is, with that certification program, do you think it makes sense for our integrators to bring their sales team or more of the technical sales engineers into those calls?
I think it's most important for the sales team, but if the technical folks also want to tag along, no issues there. We can also set up a follow-up that really digs into the technical aspects of the products, so awesome. We can have them up to speed as well.
Great.
An additional part of that program talks about our warranty coverage. So we do have support folks throughout the US and Canada to help your customers if they do encounter any issues. We feel we offer best-in-class support for our products, so we're really proud of that. An additional perk of that program is that you'll also be placed on our priority list for lead dissemination. So when customers reach out, would like to work with a local dealer, you'll be at the top of that list because you have gone through this certification program. And so the last perk there is that you also receive a certificate of completion. Put this on your LinkedIn, your wall, your website, really just a way to message out to your customers that you are closely tied with Telestream and that we are in a partnership together.
Absolutely. And I think that's where the perfect combination comes across, when our integrators can add something like a Wirecast certification to their sales team or to their sales engineers. And now when your team, when Shane and Julian get people contacting Telestream directly, that handoff becomes even smoother because you're not being punted to the sales guy. You're being handed off to someone who could help pull the sale across the finish line. So I think that helps everyone involved in closing that sale.
Yeah, most definitely.
Awesome. Jenna, thank you so much for joining us, for introducing the show and talking about all the great dealer programs available for our Telestream dealers. If you're not working with Wirecast today, if you're selling vMix, if you're selling OBS, if you're selling Blackmagic ATEM switches, any of the products that are created for live production and streaming, Wirecast is an excellent solution to help add to your product mix. It gives you the software features with either Wirecast Studio or Wirecast Pro, which again will run on either a PC or Mac, or you have the turnkey systems with the Wirecast Gear 3 units. Jenna, I don't think I need to keep you on the line. I am going to go into some of the overview specs and talk about some of the Wirecast products that you have. I'm going to let you get back to your day, and as our dealers start joining in, we will have them reach out to you and to channel sales at Telestream to make sure we get you all set up and ready to go. So again, the products that we're talking about in the live production space are the software solutions, which is Wirecast, which just upgraded to Wirecast version 15. And then, of course, the turnkey solutions in Wirecast Gear. Because a lot of our Broadfield dealers are the system integrators that are bringing out your houses of worship, education, corporate users, a complete hardware and software solution, we're going to start by talking about how all of these solutions fit into all of these different marketplaces. Telestream was very quickly adopted into the worship space by being a software platform that is very easy to use and very easy to get used to. It is it has that WYSIWYG type of format, as you have seen on past Broadfield webinars where we've had Shane and Julian walk you through some of the Wirecast software, but it also has some very powerful features as you start becoming more and more familiar with the platform itself. Obviously, if we're talking about something that's easy to use and powerful, not only is it going to fit in house of worship, but it becomes a perfect tool for education as well. Corporate users are able to produce everything they need both in-house and externally for all their corporate communications. Broadcast staging and live events, which of course would include live sports. So all of these different areas are all excellent sales opportunities for Wirecast. Let's roll this quick little overview video of Wirecast Gear.
When you start planning to stream your live events, you might find yourself asking a lot of questions, but luckily, this is where Wirecast Gear comes in to make things easier. Wirecast Gear is the easiest, highest performing, all-in-one turnkey video streaming production system available in its price range. Just plug in your cameras and microphones and start streaming with a complete all-in-one streaming solution. The newest models of Gear are more powerful than ever before, with Xeon server architecture, higher clock speeds, integrated graphics cards and hardware encoders, faster RAM, and the latest NVMe storage, with up to 5 HD SDI or 4 HDMI inputs, and professional audio inputs. Plus, it's easy to use and comes with our award-winning Wirecast Pro software and Switch Player to inspect all of your media files. If you're looking to build a streaming setup from scratch, or if you want to upgrade what you've already been doing, the all-new Wirecast Gear is perfect for you.
So as described in that video, Wirecast Gear is a completely turnkey system. One throat to choke. You have all the software and hardware you need to fit your HD or 4K workflow. You can get even more support for that system by attaching with every sale Gear Care, which gives you a 3-year warranty from Telestream with lots of great tools to make that an even easier sale for all of your customers. Wirecast Gear 3 is the 3rd generation of the Wirecast product, and it's now easier to sell than ever before. You're basically going to walk your customers through 2 questions. Do you need HD video or 4K? If you're not doing 4K streaming now, will you be in the near future? They have both HD models available and 4K models, and each of those are available on either HDMI or SDI. So once you get the connectivity and once you get the resolution that customer needs, you'll easily be able to pinpoint the proper Wirecast Gear 3 system for their needs. All of these systems have a GPU acceleration built in and a faster processor than previous versions of the Wirecast Gear. This means that these systems are capable of not only handling all of your HD and 4K P60 workflows, but it's also capable of handling HDMI, SDI, and NDI video sources. When you combine that CPU and GPU acceleration in Wirecast Gear 3, you have the power to support all of your production needs. So why Wirecast Gear? First of all, like I said, it is pre-installed with the latest version of the Wirecast software. It is purpose-built to run the Wirecast software and to run it very well at that. You can have your customers download a free trial version of Wirecast to see exactly how easy and powerful that program is. A great out-of-box experience. There's nothing to put together. There's nothing to install. You connect your cameras directly to the HDMI or SDI ports, and you can get up and going with your first production very quickly and easily. If it's easy to use, that makes it easy to sell. It is priced correctly in the marketplace and has all of those professional features that your customers need. I/O flexibility, we already talked about the HDMI or SDI versions and the 4K versions with the 12G SDI ports built into it. But you do have NDI network capability and full-fledged professional audio capabilities as well. It is future-proof, allowing you to use both your existing camera platforms and future IP cameras like NDI technology at any time. Open architecture. This is a standard Windows PC. It has the CPU and GPU necessary for live production and streaming, but it can also support any post-production software or anything else that you would want to do on a PC. This makes it a very easy sale for small production workshops, for small corporate users, and just for people who need to know that they have one system capable of doing whatever they need to do. You need to run Photoshop to set up your lower thirds and graphics? No problem. You need to bring your videos from live productions into Premiere or After Effects to do some further post-production editing? You can do that as well. Obviously, you're going to need an Adobe Cloud subscription, but you can run any software tools on these machines itself. And then, of course, the Gear Care support, which we talked about, giving you phone support, advanced replacement, software updates, and more for 3 years. A very great add-on for all Wirecast Gear sales. For those of you familiar with the Wirecast Gear products, how is Wirecast Gear 3 different than the previous generation? We already talked about the increased CPU and GPU power. GPU acceleration is now built into all models of the Wirecast Gear 3. You will see that in looking at these 4 versions of the Wirecast Gear 3, now as a dealer, all you're doing is matching your customers up with the right hardware that they need for their cameras and for their production needs. You're not stepping them up a product line to get them the power that they may or may not use. These machines are all powerful. It has a great distinctive new look, very attractive system design, 2RU rack mount unit, but it looks like a purpose-built machine and something that is going to fit into any production rack anywhere. And of course, 4K P60. Whether your customers are streaming in 4K today or not, we know that that's where the industry is going. These machines have the capability to handle that. When you take the 4K models with the CPU and GPU acceleration, the 4K HDMI connectivity or the 12G SDI connectivity, you know that you have a system that is going to last for quite some time. One of the great things I like about selling Wirecast Gear Care with a Wirecast Gear system is now you're telling your customers that Telestream is supporting that product for the next 3 years. There is nothing like investing in a production system knowing that you've got 3 years of great production out of that machine. We have a detailed chart here that talks a lot more about some of the differences and how it compares to the second generation, which was the 310, 320, and 420. Once again, what I really want to point out here is how all Wirecast Gear 3 models really compare with the Gear 420, which was the flagship device of the second generation unit. Wirecast Gear 3 has a ton of capabilities supporting your all your video sources, including PTZ camera sources, HDMI, SDI, USB, and more, and allowing you to send that stream out to absolutely any destination, anywhere you need to. Gear Care we talked a lot about because it really is an easy sale. At a $1,000 add-on with the Wirecast Gear system, Gear Care gives you that advanced replacement, phone support, and full warranty support on that turnkey machine for the full 3 years. So the key takeaways here. Wirecast Gear 3 is a fully integrated 2RU solution in a brand new, really attractive design. All models have that GPU acceleration with a much faster CPU. 4K P60 models available at under $10,000. Gives you not only the ability to ingest 4K video, but now to stream that when you're ready to offer that high resolutions to your customers. Think of the esports world. Think of even House of Worship or education, where there might even be some lighting issues where the resolution helps solve some of that low light capability. Best-in-class support, all from Telestream. Telestream is offering you the support for the Wirecast software and the Wirecast Gear hardware. And having them purpose-built together allows you to have that one system that supports it all. And then, of course, being a flexible Windows PC allows you to install more tools to make the most of all of your productions. Do you have a special titling tool like New Blue Titler Live that you use? You can install that on a Wirecast Gear system with no problem whatsoever. Do you want to do post-production in Adobe or Avid? You can do that on the Wirecast Gear system. And again, you're going to have the CPU and GPU acceleration to help make that happen. Because of the success of these products, they have thousands of customers, including all these loaders that you see here. Whether you're talking about broadcast production, sports production, house of worship, or schools, they have those customers available, case studies available on their website at telestream.net. Some of our recent case studies that they introduced was Fountain Valley Schools. One of our Broadfield dealers worked very closely with Telestream to install SDI and NDI cameras in a student education system using the Wirecast Gear 4K SDI. Another one was Drexel University, where another dealer used sports to feed a larger production as a backup into a Wirecast Gear 4K SDI. This was an NDI camera workflow, and they were really intrigued by all of the GPU support and all the graphics capability necessary for their sports productions. Let's roll another video now talking about the Wirecast software.
Do you want to stream professional quality videos? With Wirecast, it's as easy as capture, produce, stream. Go live in minutes, whether you have a studio ready to go or you're starting from scratch. Just plug in your cameras and microphones, add your videos and graphics, and click stream. You can make your broadcast look exactly how you've always wanted with intuitive production tools like our built-in animated titles, social media comments, scoreboards, and much more. Wirecast includes professional quality chroma keying and easy-to-use image layering tools that lets you put your creativity on the screen quickly. Once your show is ready, use our really ridiculously good encoding to stream to your audience wherever they are with our integrated destinations for all the biggest and not so big streaming platforms. Whether you're running a global network or just getting started, Wirecast makes it easy to build the best looking video streams on the web. Download a free trial of Wirecast now to see how you can stream like the pros.
So we talked a lot about the Wirecast Gear systems, and Jenna talked about all the opportunities for our dealers to get involved in offering Wirecast Gear and the Wirecast software. In order to understand what the Wirecast Gear does and how this appliance is so helpful in all these applications, you have to understand that it was built to run the Wirecast software. Wirecast software is one of the leading live production and streaming software platforms available today, and it runs just as well on Windows or Mac. How Wirecast works? It lets you capture your content in. Obviously, if you have a turnkey system like the Wirecast Gear, those I/O ports are going to be included right there. If you don't, you can add USB, HDMI, SDI capture cards to your system, or you can use NDI inputs to capture your video sources directly into the Wirecast software. Once you have your video sources in, this is where you would produce your show. I have lots of videos I can share with you, some of them with Shane and Julian, who are available to support all our dealers, showing off their Wirecast interface and how easy it is to use. And now you stream it live. Wirecast will stream to any CDN you can think of, YouTube, Facebook, and more, obviously. All of these multiple integrations are all integrated into the software itself. You can even take an NDI program output and integrate it into a larger production workflow, digital signage, or anywhere where that NDI video can be sent. So why Wirecast? Again, PC or Mac, same platform, any system. It's efficient, stable, reliable, and super easy to use. It's flexible and can really be set up to handle any production, and you can teach your video production team very quickly and easily of how to use this interface. If you're in a house of worship working with volunteers that are coming in and out quickly, or in an educational environment where you're working with students, you can get that done very quickly and easily. If you're in an advanced studio production workflow, live sports, live events, something where you are working with more experienced producers, don't worry. You've got all the power right there within the Wirecast software itself. You even have a built-in stock media library to bring in all of those additional elements to add better quality to all of your productions. Their latest version is Wirecast 15, and Wirecast 15 improves upon previous versions by giving you even better performance, taking advantage of the CPU and GPU like we talked about in the Wirecast Gear systems. It also gives you enhanced shortcuts and hotkeys, a full 4K workflow, social media comment moderation, and support for Telestream's Rendezvous. Rendezvous is their remote contribution platform that allows you to take a link, send it to anyone. They can put it into their web browser, pull up their webcam, and join your show the way Jenna joined us today. Wirecast 15 has more enhancements as ever. I'm not going to bore you with all the details, but all these specs are available on Broadfield site and at telestream.net. Wirecast support is available for all software platforms, in the same way that the Gear Care is available for the hardware units themselves. If you have any questions about the Wirecast Studio, Wirecast Pro software, or the Wirecast Gear 3 turnkey systems, reach out to your Broadfield sales rep today, and we'd be happy to help. Give us a call at 800-634-5178. We can work with you or connect you directly to Shane, Julian, Jenna, and the rest of the team at Telestream. You can also send an email to channelsales@telestream.net, and we can help you out there as well. And we're interested in getting more and more of our dealers set up, trained, and taking advantage of all of the great stuff that Telestream offers the channel. Reach out to your Broadfield sales team today and tune in next Thursday at 1 p.m. for our next live show. Until next week, cheers.
Broadfield Distributing is a value-added distributor of live production, streaming, video editing, and storage products. We only sell to resellers. We are always looking for new dealers, so call us at 1-800-634-5178 or email sales@broadfield.com. You'll like doing business with Broadfield because we make it easy to do business.